So let's go on. We have some still shots that are really great from that day in Paris, and I think some other stuff is in there too. We'll find out.
Marnie did it, so we don't know.
Some of this is just a surprise for the girls because I've been editing videos for 2 weeks.
A little nerve-wracking.
Just wait.
We did get to do some fun touristy stuff, and this is one of the things
they
we
had
got
planned?
to do with the big tour group. It's this fabulous
Monastery.
It's a monastery? Okay. It's a monastery. And you approach it, and it just looks like this island out in the distance, and then you get closer and closer, and it was a really magical little village.
It reminded me of Lord of the Rings, because you walk in the huge gates, and there's like the village and the shops and the towns and everything, and then as you walk up and around all the loops, you go up into this amazing huge castle. It was great. And
with big fireplaces.
With big fireplaces. And you could see through the top, it doesn't have the little crook in it. But what was funny, like, the building was not built, it's been built over, like, all these centuries, and so it's all different architecture. So it was really cool to see the different architectures you're walking through, and you'd go through some really weird door, and then you'd realize, oh, this was a window, and they had to make it into a doorway because they put this addition on to the side.
just
so
when you think you saw it all, you like go into another room, and you're like, oh my gosh.
Yeah. So let's talk about the stick. I was obsessed with my
Marnie's
stick.
toy.
Marnie's brand new toy that she
Yes.
had to bring along.
It got lots of stairs, too.
It's called a GoPro.
So this is, my little GoPro camera, and it was on the stick. And I took the stick everywhere. I was super excited when I saw other people who had sticks.
There was only like 2 or 3 people. Yeah.
We bonded.
Most of the time, Christine and I just,
Here we go again.
that
Here we go
stick.
again.
Oh, so embarrassing.
And I was going to put together a video of all of our selfie circles. So I'd make us go into these really crazy places, like a traffic circle in the middle, like 8 lanes
The
of
Eiffel
traffic.
Tower.
And I'm like, run. And so we'd get out there and I'd be like, okay, let's do the little selfie circles. So
And it does a 360. And so even our Michelle, she would stop it and start it. So we would be in total different locations.
Yeah.
It was hysterical.
yeah. So why not some more pictures of Paris?
And we
These are the touristy
truly
pictures of
walked
Paris.
Paris, let me tell you.
Yes.
I think I
saw.
had 5 blisters by the time we were done, but it was worth it. If you're going, that is
Christine
what to
felt
do.
like her feet were in the gates of hell.
The bridges were spectacular.
The Lock Bridge, one of them, they're everywhere, but one of them fell down right after we got back, and so they're actually taking all the lock bridges out. Yeah. It's
We
one of the
sang for him
veterans,
at the
yeah.
Eiffel Tower, and his sons walk up, and they go, God, we wish we would have brought our hats.
And
Few
sometimes
blessed moments of feet.
Resting the feet.
much needed. More selfies, just in case if you were.
We didn't want you to feel
You
left
don't know
out.
what our nose hairs look like by now?
We went to Notre Dame, and
Okay, now you can
we
talk.
got there, and there was a mass going on, and we went in, and they were like, the choir was up there singing, and it was so quiet and beautiful, and then they did the Lord's Prayer in French, and I was like, that's the Lord's Prayer, and so I closed my eyes, and I said it in English, and then we walked out, and it was so beautiful, and it was getting dusk, and we were like, oh, the only thing that could make this complete is if we got to hear the bells of Notre Dame, and then ding, ding.
Get a camera out, somebody.
Where's the stick?
It was so pretty.
Where's the stick? Oh my goodness. So this is Luxembourg Gardens. They were a great audience. There were so many people there.
There was this
And this
little
is what we would
boy who
do.
was
Yeah, we would-
dancing the whole time. He was so cute.
And we didn't have to do it completely without sound, thankfully, because a cappella is a little bit trickier. Doable, but a little trickier. So Marnie has this great little Bluetooth speaker that we would pack along, and Michelle's job was to guard all of our purses, all of our personal belongings, because you're told in these high tourist areas to be very cautious of your belongings. And so we were a little bit nervous about, you don't want to dance with a purse. That's not attractive. So she would hold all of our stuff, and she would handle the sound, and it's run through Marnie's phone, and so we were able
And
to put
take
on a decent
pictures.
little show. It was
We didn't
perfect.
ask too much of her.
Right, yeah. And so I think this was our most favorite part of the trip, ladies, if I can speak
Well,
for
yes
you.
and no. I didn't enjoy the gas station lunches.
Or the
very much.
pate.
Yeah, or the pate.
Or the pate, yeah.
But when we got to go out and truly sample the French cuisine, it was amazing.
We had a good time.
That's maybe not French cuisine right here, but
it was on a hot day.
it was a hot day.
And we were always on a lookout for French bread.
Oh. That place is amazing. If you ever go, you've got to go.
And, I love cherry Coke, and it's hard to find, and I found
Yeah.
one. Oh.
And we ate as much French onion soup as we could find everywhere. Clearly, this is not my plate, but this one is.
It's a good thing we fed them before we started.
Those
this
were little
slideshow,
piggy
otherwise it wouldn't be
meringues.
very interesting.
Okay, so I don't even remember what day this was, but we were like, okay, we're all kind of hungry, and like, oh, where should we go? And Amy goes,
I don't remember what I said,
said,
but how
I
about
really
pizza?
feel like pizza. I could do pizza.
and we were like, okay, why not? And we found the most amazing pizza place.
Oh, it was so good.
Maybe it's because you're in Paris eating pizza, but this is usually what our plate looked like. And then this is what the ladies would do.
Again.
And again.
So and the desserts.
Well, and so the previous picture, we went to this bar one of the first nights we were there. It was just on the tail end of Paris Cocktail Week. So Michelle and I, we've done a lot of bartending, and we know a lot of bartenders. And so we ended up knowing people through people who were from London who were in Paris bartending. So we went to this bar, and they were just amazing. And it was really, really cool to kind of have this other connection that we have with like
They
these
had fun mixing these crazy
Right,
drinks.
yeah, it was great watching them.
It was
yeah.
fun.
Lots of different colas and
Oh,
croque monsieurs. Can I
tried
just
to make it.
say-
It didn't look like that.
No, a croque monsieur. So it's essentially like a ham and Swiss, but it's got a bechamel sauce on it, and then
It's like double stacked.
tons of cheese. So it's like a sandwich that just lays on the plate. Oh my God, it's so good. And and so cheese is typically not so good for singers because it does things to your
Marnie.
sinuses. And
we just
so
didn't
we
care.
we just didn't care. I mean, we were like, let's just bring on the dairy. We want the cheese and the cream that then came after the cheese. And sometimes this is where we ate.
Yes.
Yeah, unfortunately.
On the subway, in
Yeah.
the gas station.
And sometimes this is where we ate.
Exactly.
Fabulous Paris
so good.
food
Well,
market.
There was that pizza.
There's the pizza.
Amazing.
And, well, some limoncello, because why not? Okay, so have you guys seen these in the U.S. probably? So we get to France, and this was kind of one of our staples just to kind of keep us up. And we were like, what is the deal? Like, there's names on their Cokes over here. And I don't know, we started making all kinds of guesses, but it was really cool because it's like Baptista, Felipe.
Today I am Marguerite.
Right.
You know, we'd like.
And so every day we'd have a different Coke and be like, who are you today? And it was kind of our joke. And then we came back to the U.S., and a couple of weeks later, they did the same thing in the U.S. with American names. So we would take pictures in the supermarket and send them to one another to be like, look, today I'm Sam.
And the one before that was the lovely pate they kept trying to serve us, which.
That was delicious.
That was really good.
So this cute little guy, you know, something about the food is there's always like someone playing music or doing,
Trying to sell you something.
trying to sell you something. And
He kept walking back and forth in front of the open air restaurant we were sitting in, and trying to serenade us
was very
with his
lovely.
It was
accordion.
lovely.
Yeah.
And then at that same restaurant, so our server is the second from the right. And
Sometimes you can speak English to him, and sometimes you can't. They could not.
She did not have a lot of English, and she was the best waiter we had the entire time. She was so excited that we sat in her section. So we sang a song for her, and I don't have the video. I couldn't find it. She was dancing. I mean, and
Not
then
swing dancing.
Getting
either,
down.
like hip hop
Getting
dancing.
to 40s
yeah.
music.
hip
It was
hopping
great.
to like Boogie Woogie Bugle Boy or something. It was hilarious. But she was so excited, and she wanted pictures with us, and we gave her our business card. And anyway, and then this guy photobombed when we, took the picture, but yeah, the whole staff at that restaurant was really, really great and just super excited.
They're the ones
we
that
were
gave me
there.
that beer glass. My husband collects beer glasses because he brews beer, and I was like, I need a beer glass with the French beer on it to bring home. And people don't buy them overseas. So they looked at me like I was insane, and it took me a while to finally get them to figure out what I was saying. And then, bless their hearts, they just gave it to me. It was so sweet.
Yeah. So, kind of skipping around. Oh, sorry. Kind of skipping around a little bit. I don't even know when this was, but towards the end of the trip.
Second to last night.
Yeah.
Craziness.
And it was a little crazy getting into Cologne. Our last 48 hours consisted of up at 4 o'clock in the morning on the bus at 6, 7 hours to get to Cologne. On a bus, changing in the public restroom that you have to pay for, running into the cathedral, singing, running out of the cathedral, getting back on the bus, going to the hotel.
Checking in for 10 minutes. We were in the hotel for literally 10 minutes.
Yes. Grabbed all our stuff we needed for our show that night. Our chaperones picking us up, driving us to the Performing Arts Complex. We drove across the Seine twice. Not the Seine,
I don't remember.
Rhine, thank you. Oh my gosh, Sirius was like, oh, I think that's a river that we should know.
Country.
And doing our sound check, eating dinner, coming back out, doing the show, going to the afterglow.
For like 20 minutes.
For 20 minutes, back on a bus, 7 hours back to Paris, and we got back to Paris at 7 in the morning the next day.
We had a lovely hotel room that we didn't get to sleep in.
Yeah.
It just held our luggage.
And it was actually the nicest hotel the entire week,
Yes,
which
it really
too bad.
was. It was unfortunate.
Roomy. Yeah.
It did.
It did.
This is
We
the
would've been
cathedral,
comfy.
and
Yeah.
it is truly amazingly
Yeah.
beautiful.
If you're ever in Cologne, Germany, you should go. It blew all the cathedrals we saw in France away.
If you
Don't tell
need
them I
a
said that.
visual representation of the cathedral, you may have noticed our pillow, which is a stuffed plush version of the cathedral.
That was given to us as a gift for coming and joining their concert, and it was
And they were
So
so
sweet.
excited to give it to us. And so after the concert, we're standing on stage, and they were doing presentations to the barbershop chorus and to us, and they walk up with a cellophane thing, and we were like, what is this? And we were all like, okay, thanks.
Thank you.
And then
What
we got
is
back to the dressing room and unwrapped it, and we were like, oh my gosh, shut up. Look at that.
the whole barbershop was trying to steal it from us because they
Yeah,
didn't
they
get a
didn't get it.
pillow,
Yeah,
which was it really helped on the bus.
it was pretty nice. It's super soft. Yeah.
Sassy and cute. Your super awesome, shiny dressing room.
This was the lovely spread they put out for us. We had our own dressing room, and they were so kind, and it was lovely.
A dressing room, finally.
Oh, not a bathroom.
So this is their performing arts complex that sits just off the river in Cologne, and it's gorgeous. It's like this big dome. And so these are some shots from the show that night. It was so hot in there. They don't have air
Oh my
conditioning.
gosh.
And we were just dripping before we walked on stage and under the lights. And
Yeah. One guy came up after, he goes, you are such good comedians. And I'm assuming actors or something. I don't know. Either that or they thought we were really funny.
sometimes we are. So that was a lot of fun, really great. And the audience was just, they were so receptive and
Sweet. We
excited
couldn't
to
speak
have
with
us
them, but they were
there.
lovely.
And I told them that they are the... It's me and my pillow. So I told them they were the best German audience we've ever had. And they laughed just like that because they probably knew they were the only German audience we've ever had. So, all right. So I'd like to give a couple of thanks real quick. The Lita Project, you're actually sitting in their theater space. Yay! So I'm sure Tommy's around somewhere. I don't know if he's in the room, but thank you, Tommy, so much. I'd like to thank, is Aunt Sue here? Dang it. Is Jane here? Is that Jane? Yay, Jane! So Jane is Michelle's mom. And Jane, yay!
Thank you for having
can
her.
clap, yeah. Thank you for having your lovely child. So Jane and her sister, as we were putting together the perks for Backer Party, we kept trying to think of things that are like very Reveille 3 or very 1940s, and we had the apron idea and the scarf idea. And so Jane actually made all of the scarves, those headscarves. And she also, she made 3 of the aprons, and her sister Sue made 3 of the aprons. And so thank you so much, because they are amazing.
Beautiful.
Amazing. None of this would be happening if it wasn't for Eric, who's sitting back here.
Thank you, Eric.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Eric. He's a very dear friend of ours from Atlanta, so he flew in this weekend, and I put him to work. And so let's go ahead and start the next video. This one's Michelle. She couldn't be here, but let me tell you, I needed someone to come and work her butt off, and this is your girl. She's our Sherpa.
She had been to Paris not too long ago, and so she was invaluable in helping us navigate the subway systems and kind of knowing roughly where things were.
Yeah.
We want to see this. Where's that? Let me see.
She was the best dressed
Yes.
everywhere we went. So we made her work quite a bit, and we had a craft iron to do all of our ironing with.
We exhausted her.
We would let her sleep.
And eat.
And drink. She insisted on the drinking.
That's a Reveille 3 sticker on her water bottle.
She's not dramatic at all.
No. Okay, so this is what we would do to her every day, is we would give her all of our purses and bags, and she would just strap them. So sometimes this was the Michelle we had. Other times this was the Michelle we had. She's not dramatic at all. Oh my gosh, she's so cute. That's your girl, right? Oh, our favorite Sherpa.
She's so shy. Oh, to Michelle.
Yay,
Yay,
Michelle!
we love you.
So Michelle's actually, she's a burlesque dancer and teacher, and is known across the country for, she's written a couple of books about burlesque, and so she's up in Seattle this weekend for a burlesque festival, and she's teaching all weekend. And that week while we were gone, literally I think we got the go-ahead. I think it's when we finally raised the minimum amount of money that we knew we could pay for the trip, and she gets a phone call the next day that she was receiving a Lifetime Achievement Award. That makes me all emotional.
Got this amazing award in
and it was the
Vegas,
week while we were
and
gone.
She went with
and
us.
so she went with
And held
us
our
to
bags.
Paris and did not go to pick up her award. So we're so grateful for her. And it was really cute to see all the social media stuff that was happening while we were in France, and all the people that were tagging her as someone else accepted her award. But at the Burlesque Festival here in Colorado, they came out and then they did this really great presentation for her. So, but oh my gosh, best idea we ever had was to take her. So that's Michelle. So if you ever see her, the spunky little thing, say thank you. It was lovely.